In our Zoning 101 video, we covered the basics of zoning. Now, let's dig a little deeper. How does zoning work in Grand Rapids? In the city of Grand Rapids, property is divided into neighborhood types and zone districts. The main zone districts in Grand Rapids are residential and mixed-use commercial, as well as a few special districts. The neighborhood classifications are traditional neighborhood, mid-20th century neighborhood, and modern neighborhood. A neighborhood classification is based on neighborhood characteristics and reflect when the area was originally developed. Each neighborhood classification has its own uses and development requirements. Traditional neighborhoods are usually located in core areas of the city. Because these neighborhoods were built before society's reliance on automobiles, they are designed to provide residents with housing, shopping centers, schools, and more, all within a short walking distance. Mid-century neighborhoods reflect American society's change after World War II towards the frequent use of automobiles. In these areas, streets and neighborhoods are less connected, and land uses are segregated from each other. Modern neighborhoods are more recent developments that are usually located on the outskirts of the city and not as walkable as traditional neighborhoods. Single-family homes, apartments, office complexes, shopping centers, and more are usually further apart, with opportunities for more green space. Now, let's review zone districts. In residential zone districts, the primary use is residential, but there are other uses permitted with special approval from the Planning Commission, such as institutional uses like schools or churches. Mixed-use commercial districts include both commercial and residential uses. In these areas, the goal is to preserve and build upon what is already existing to create spaces with many uses. There are unique areas in the city where it is not practical to use strict residential or commercial zones. Because of this, there are special districts. Special districts are similar to traditional zones, but with more specific details based on the particular neighborhood or area. For example, a zone with a university or airport. We use neighborhood types in conjunction with zone districts to ensure new development is compatible with existing development in the neighborhood. That's why the same zone district, for example, low-density residential, will look different depending on the neighborhood type. Because neighborhood classifications are different than zone districts, the zoning in Grand Rapids has two components separated by a dash. So take, for example, TN-LDR. The neighborhood classification is traditional neighborhood, and the zone district is low-density residential. Now that we've covered the main zone districts, let's talk about overlay districts. We have overlay districts for areas within the city that need special consideration to provide certain design, placement, and other regulations in addition to those set by the current zoning designation. For overlay districts, a property would have both a regular zoning designation, such as traditional neighborhood city center, but it might also be in an overlay district. For example, in downtown, we have several height overlay districts. We also have separate overlay districts for many other areas, such as the Grand River, floodplain areas, the East Beltline, and more. In the city of Grand Rapids, we also have historic districts that are similar to overlay districts. These districts were created to preserve the history and unique historical features of buildings in certain areas of Grand Rapids. Historic districts in Grand Rapids include Heritage Hill, Hartside, Fairmont Square, and more. In these districts, any exterior work being done must receive approval from the Historic Preservation Commission before a permit can be issued. Want to learn more about zoning in Grand Rapids? Check out our website at grandrapidsmi.gov/zoning-ordinance.